What's up everyone and welcome to the club. In today's video we'll be drawing an imposter devouring a crewmate. For today's lesson we'll need some plain white paper and a pencil. I'll be drawing with this 0.7mm mechanical pencil with a 2B graphite stick. Now I want to begin by blocking out the basic shape and pose of our characters. Let's start on the top left side. We're going to roughly sketch out a circle. And the circle doesn't have to be perfect. We just want to get the right size and placement along the top left side of our page. You can always go back and just smooth this out. And then from here we want to bend the body coming down towards the feet. Let's start on the bottom left side of our circle, bend this across towards the right, and then bring that down towards the bottom. Now from the bottom, I'm just going to sketch a line going across, just to plant the feet. Let's go to the top right of our circle and draw that same curve going across, and then bring that down towards that bottom line. Now right where these curves meet the side of our circle, we're going to add a curve going up across the mouth, and then out. Let's move up and draw that same curve to the bottom edge of the visor. Now from the left side, we're going to step in, follow that same curve coming across towards the bottom of the mouth, right about there. And then we'll round out the mouth, coming down and then up towards the right side. Let's step down, draw that same curve across the bottom of the body. Now halfway along this curve, we're going to leave a gap. Draw the inside of the legs on both sides, just bending that down. Let's go back and draw the back side of the mouth. From the top corner, we're going to step in, bend this down, and go out towards the right side, leaving a little overlap along the bottom. Let's add the backpack on the left side. We're going to start down here, angle this down and out, come down with a straight angled line, and then angle that back in. Now let's add that large tongue coming out holding that crewmate. We're going to start on the side of the mouth along the inside, bend this up, and then down, and then just bend that back up towards the end. Now from the end, we just want to taper the tongue so it gets wider as you come in and then down towards the bottom of the mouth. Now on the end of the tongue, we're going to sketch a circle for the head of the crewmate. So we rough this in. And then from the side of that head, bend the body coming down and then out towards the right. Round out the bottom. Let's add two small legs along the bottom. Starting on the left side, it's going to come down, just pull that back up. Now on the right side, we're going to bend this out and then back in. Let's move up along the top, draw the bottom edge of the visor with a curve. Now on the left side, just going to round this out and come back in, go across the top, and then round out the right side. Let's wrap that tongue around the left side. So underneath the visor, we're just going to pull this across and in, taper this around, and then back in towards the head. Now that we have the rough sketch of our scene, we're going to go back and add a second level of detail. Let's start with the imposter's visor. We're going to start out here on the left, round this out, and go up toward the top of the head. Go all the way over towards the right side. Just going to round this out and pull that back in. Let's go back to the left side. Just going to bend this down and in towards the center of the head. Just round out the right side. Just going to close that off. Now I want to block in the top row of teeth. Let's start from the top corner of the mouth. Bend this out and then down. Taper that back up underneath the mouth. Step over and draw that again. Drawing the left tooth coming down. Let's add two smaller teeth in the center in between. Let's add one curling in the opposite direction on the corner of the mouth. Let's add that row of teeth across the bottom, going up and in, and then down. Step in on top of the tongue, add another one. And then again, we're going to add two smaller fangs in between, and then one curling up in the opposite direction on the corner. Now I'm going to go back down and round out the bottom of the feet. We'll take the bottom of these two lines, it's going to come down and then back up on both sides. Now I'm going to go back and just clean up our drawing by erasing some of these guidelines. Alright, so now that we've cleaned up our drawing, we're going to go back and just modify the shapes. Let's start with the backpack. We want to add a little fold on the side. Just going to round out the top, coming down. I'm going to pull this down and in towards a fold. Step back, add a smaller fold, and then and bend this down towards the bottom. So I'm going to tuck that in towards the side of the body. I'm also going to add a fold across the body, coming down towards the hip. Add a small fold along the hip, and bend this down towards the leg. Now you want to round out the corners of the feet, just taking out that sharp point. Blend the body going up towards the teeth. We're just going to enhance these lines. Going around. I'm also going to enhance the brow on top of the head, just adding a fold. And then with the tongue, we're going to add some saliva going across the inside. Let's add a spot. Once we're happy with the rough sketch, I'm going to go in and start darkening up our contours. We're going to start along the top, the visor. And we're adding some thick and thin lines. So adding those thicker lines across the bottom, just to give it a bit of weight. Now, any stage during this drawing, we can go back and just modify the shape if we need to. You see that I'm going a little bit thicker with the lines along the top of the teeth and tapering out towards the point. Now with the crewmate's body, we want to add some folds along the sides, going in towards the legs. Let's go back and clean up our drawing one final time before we add our shading. Now we're going to go in and just lightly add a trim around the shadows and the highlights. So starting along the visor, I'm just going to curve the side, go across, and then back up. And I just want to darken up those lines along the outside. Then across the backpack, adding that shadow line going across and down, and from the body going in. Let's work our way across underneath the teeth, then up towards the side, sliding a little shadow across the crewmate. Now I switch to the side edge of my pencil and just darken up those shadows, starting with the visor. And now we're going to go and just darken up the inside of the mouth. And once we finish shading this in, we'll be sure to sign our artwork, and that's pretty much it. That's how we draw an imposter devouring a crewmate. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. If you did, please make sure you subscribe because I'm posting new lessons every single day. I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you again soon.